Hey there, everyone. I hope you're all doing good. Today, we are going to check the So High, So Low by Analog Music Company from Kiev, Ukraine. So what is this pedal? To start with, it is a preamp inspired by the Mugafuger MF101. And then it is a high pass and low pass filter, both resonant, inspired by the MS-20 synthesizer by Korg. So to start and get a feel of how it sounds, let's send a square wave into it, drone square wave. So you can hear straight away that when I engage the pedal, even though the low pass is open to the max, it is still taking out a bit of high end. That's alright. So let's sweep that. This is good. Let's try with a bit of resonance. It has that very distorted quality. It has a very nasty self-oscillation. Boy. You know, let's go high pass side. High pass does very throaty resonance. Okay, great. This was cool, but now instead of using it like this, you can also hear that it does have a little background noise. Anyway, what I want to do now is to make a sequence. I choose to take the no-coast as a synth with me here. First, because it's a synth that everyone can have, a modern one. But also because this has CV inputs to modulate both filters. So let's use the CV here. To modulate the high pass. The SQ1 seems to be the perfect choice to pair with this pedal. It is very inexpensive and it was made to go with the MS-20 Mini. Let's remove one step. That's pretty damn good. Oh yeah. Now let's use that envelope from the no-coast, send it to this attenuator over there, so I can use it on the low-pass filter. So the amount of envelope is controlled via this knob here. Add some funky modulation, like modulate the decay here of the envelope. You can tame the output here. This is the original sound. It's also a perfect pedal to pair with the no-coast, as the no-coast doesn't have any filter. proper filter. It's pretty good that way, but it's also cool to be able to filter it a little bit. So something that might seem quite obvious to some, but not to everyone, is that if you have a high pass and a low pass filter, that means that you have a variable bandwidth bandpass filter. So if I move those two at the same time by hand, I have a bandpass filter. If you plan on controlling those two things at the same time, you could either invest in something like this simple tip-top stack cable. So here you are choosing your band. And then you move those two filters at the same time. Which makes me want to try a last thing with this combo, which will be to ping that thing. So pinging is a modular synth technique where you send a trigger or a very short blast of anything to the input of a filter, and then you just crank up the resonance to make it create a sound. Now I'm effectively sending that very short exponential envelope as the input to the filter. So this technique works very well, especially with bandpass filters. So let's put that to 0 and start to crank the resonance until we hear something. Yes. Yes. So this seems to be the right spot. Let's now send some CV into this. And now the resonance will actually control the length so you can create those lovely bass tones. Ooh, that's very good. So as it can start to oscillate pretty quickly, you have to make sure you back down a little. You can create some sort of raindrops kind of thing. You really have to find the right spot before it gets into self-oscillation. As we have the no coast here with this little section where we can mix things, so I can use the oscillator of the no coast as an FM modulator and still have the sequence over there. You can create all sorts of weirdness with this. You can still control the oscillator here. This is the input. Drench this in a lot of reverb, and you will be a happy person. Last thing with this combo, instead of sending this as a cycle, we could use it as an envelope and send some proper snappy envelope to this. To make some kick drums. And laser. Once again, this is the input. There's actually a lot of different tones that you can get. Oof. There is some pretty good kick drum in there. Now let's go to the drum machine test, which is very important. Okay, so first, you notice, once again, that darkness. It sounds damn good. It sounds dark and lovely, in a good way. Now I will dial up the preamp distortion and dial back the output. This is damn good. More cymbals. More rim shot as well. Filter. That's one of the things that I love with bandpass filters and drum machines, this kind of sound that we have right here. And it makes me want to actually run this in parallel of the original sound. Now we have the hors d'oeuvre connected to this and the so-I solo in the loop. So this is our dry signal, the 880 into the hors d'oeuvre. And here, our sound going into the so-I solo with basically the same setting than before. Maybe the sound's a bit different due to the preamp of this one. And we can now have a mix of the two. We can also, of course, do white thing with the feedback as we are with the hors d'oeuvre. That's awesome. It does make the bass. Yeah, but what's more fun to me anyway, is to have those kind of resonator-ish thing. Let's try very clean. Yeah. So here we emphasize the kick, kind of. Let's try to find the snare. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, it's pretty good as a parallel bandpass filter. Very dirty, but in a good way though. itself. Just the solo solo. Really solo. So high. I wanted to try on something polyphonic, so I brought the good old jigs trippy that I don't use hardly enough on this channel. Okay, so let's finish on a classic sampler breakbeat kind of thing. Here is a weird beat I made with the tracker. Which can be given a lot of nice warmth by this lovely pedal. Here's another one. Mostly made to complement the first one. Or more sort of lo-fi distorted. You probably have noticed that I have the CVOCD there, because I'm sending some MIDI. I just made some note sequences that are here to actually make the filter frequency move. I made 2 channels of those. Just for fun. Let's invert them. Let's give it a bit more saturation. And just in the eventuality where you just want to make this thing talk without anything at the input, you know it's possible as soon as you crank the resonance enough. So here it's getting 2 different sequences. Here's the first one. And the second one. You've combined the 2 as they are both controlling the 2 different filters. You get some computer talk. And it's fun, especially out of a pedal. Well, that's it for today. I leave you on this nice chiptune vibe. Many thanks to Analog Music Company for sending this to demo. It's a pleasure. Hopefully I make some more. You can grab some samples of this on my Patreon. You can support the channel, which is always welcomed. You can buy some of this stuff in the affiliate links below, which is also cool. You can buy this pedal from different retailers and Analog Music Company directly. Bye. Bye bye.